Welcome back to the Moonchild Tarot Flip Through by Danielle Noel. I will also give you a few impressions and a few ideas as where this is concerned, okay? So the Moonchild Tarot is always, or sorry, very often out of stock. So often you can pre-order the Moonchild Tarot, and but you'll have to wait to get it. Okay, so often it's maybe not going to be the easiest of decks to get, but it is well worth getting and well worth waiting for. Okay, so this is the box that it comes in. My box happens to have taken a bit of a battering, and that's just because it came through the post in a padded envelope, and yeah, it just took a bit of a battering. It got lost in the post as well on its way to me, which, you know, that's okay. I get it. And it comes shrink wrapped. Okay, so yours should be shrink wrapped as well. Sorry, I'm trying to make myself more comfortable. All right, so when you open, you're getting the theme. You are the dance of light and shadow, and you're getting Isis looking up at you. And not just Isis, but there's a thematic of the rose which kind of enters straight into it. On the back you have a little bit of the card samples. Okay, so we'll take that out of the way. It comes with a super comprehensive book which has Isis on the front, and it talks, of course, about the moons and how to work with the moons if you're that way inclined. And so it well worth reading Danielle's introduction to all of this. You will very easily see the Egyptian influence in the deck. Okay, something about the goddess Hecate. If you've never worked with her, she is well worth working with. I did some Divine and Feminine course with Goddess Hecate featuring, and it was very interesting indeed. Okay, so a little bit about, you get a little bit about the suits, you get a little bit about shuffling. Remember, you are free to shuffle, okay, however you want. The way that the suits are organized in the book is Major Arcana, then the Cups, then the Swords, then the Pentacles, then the Wands. Okay, so we don't have a traditional arrangements. And for each of the cards, you do have the inquiry and affirmations, keywords, how the card reads, and of course the meaning and the reverse meaning. So if you read reversals, you know, this will help you along. And for your major arcanas, you've also got the astrological equivalents, which you can check out on the Patreon file, which is Tarot and Astrology, I think that's what it's called. And then of course you've got the gemstones, okay, which are attached to the card. Okay, so cards themselves, as you will see, are very beautiful. The back of the cards is amazing. And hopefully you can make this out. I might have to turn the light down a little bit on it so that you can actually see it. I don't know. It's gold and white, okay, and it has the feathers of Maat, and it's got the moon. Okay, so maybe I'll turn the light back up a little bit. Maybe not all the way. Okay, so starting our flip through with the Fool, and I would draw your attention straight away to the colors and the fact that even though this is not starseed, if you are a starseed, you will find that it still calls to you. So the magician with all these attributes, but look at him, you know, he's still looking to the cosmos, still looking to the stars. The High Priestess has got, yeah, she has that very strong connection to the moon, but then she always does, you know, no matter what the deck. The Empress, she's amazing. I do love this Empress. And you will see the use of colors in this deck is very different. If you take the Star Child Akashic, there's a lot more of the bluey, purpley colors, whereas here there's a lot of the browns and the gold colors that pop through, as well as the blues, you know, of course. All right. The Lovers. So artistically, a very beautiful card. For me, it doesn't read like I would like it to read, but that's okay. I just take the good with the not so good. Artistically, it comes through every time. The Chariot comes through, and just pay attention to the fact that the roses come back all the way through the deck. You know, there they are again. So Strength is at number 8. That's okay, I'll deal with it. And the Hermit. Sorry about that. Just jig the camera there. Wheel of Fortune is a much better Wheel of Fortune than in the Star Child. I prefer it by a mile. Justice is not my favorite, although you do get the Labyrinth, and yeah, it does have elements which are good. I just wish Justice herself was a little bit different. Although I do like the, you know, almost Art Deco style of it. The Hanged Man, which is excellent. So you can probably tell already the infusion of gold in the cards. Very clear in Temperance. It's a good Devil, the card. And a phenomenal Tower card. Star. You really are getting that. The Moon. So the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune have a bit of a theme to them. Okay, so you want to be careful not to get too confused because they have some of the same elements. They've got the falcons, they have the ram heads, you know, they do have some of the same elements. So, but they are numbered and they are named, so you shouldn't have a problem. They also both feature the roses, so just watch out for those roses. And if they mean something to you, you might want to check out the rose meditation, which will appear on Patreon very soon. Sun is beautiful. And Judgment, of course, you know, which kind of brings you to Akasha in this case, even though it's not called Akasha, but with Thoth. And yeah, I'm really getting a lot of Akasha in there. The Universe. And then you have the 3 cards. So the 3 extra cards, I only use Isis out of the 3 extra cards. That's because she's one of my guides. I don't use shadow work. Shadow work for me is already contained in some of the other cards. I don't use Moonchild either, but again, you can use Moonchild. You know, this is a very personal judgment call. All right, getting into the minors. The aces just pop, okay? And check out, okay, it's filled with roses and it's got rainbows and oh, it is just so beautiful. And this card is one of the deciders for me in this deck because they're exchanging singing bowls. That's how I see it anyway. The 3 of Cups, really easy to read. The 4 of Cups for me is a little bit changed in the meaning with this card because I see something far more serene than the blasé 4 of Cups. 5 of Cups. And you can see that this is taking a different turn. The sky has changed, and you know, the moon is far away, so 6 cups, easy enough to read. Very Rider-Waite-ish, this one, but not in a bad way, you know, it's fine. I think actually it's a little bit more positive than a Rider-Waite. 8 of Cups. So you can see she's here. And she is going away, leaving the cups behind in the water, and she is off. And you have the influence of Saturn here, which has kept her, you know, within confines and within her bounds. But that's over. She is going for it, and she's breaking free. 9 of Cups. Again, that thematic of the rose all the way through. 10 of Cups. Page. So the court cards are fairly well done. I do love that Knight of Cups with a big sword. I love it because sometimes I pull that Knight of Cups, but for me there's still that infusion of sword, which is really nice. And then the kings and queens have their element up there. And check it out, they have different cups, right? And again, we have the thematics, and you can read the water and the sky, as well as the expressions, and into the swords. So again, that sword, 2 of Swords. So for me, the 2 of Swords is not a dark card. It's more of a peace, inner peace being needed in order to be able to manifest, in order to be able to make a decision. You know, she's fairly peaceful. She's not too worried by the swords. 3 of Swords, remember, not all bad. So we'll learn how to read those challenge cards very soon. 4 of Swords. It's quite good. 5 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is a little bit muddled up for me. That's okay. I mean, it has some crossovers with the Pentacles, and it has some crossover with the Cups, you know, so you have to kind of read your way through it. Just quite good. One of my favorites, 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. And again, the 9 of Swords in Danielle Noel's decks are never super scary, and the 10 of Swords is also, you know, those swords are luminous. And even though she's got some anguish going on, she will prevail. Loads going on with that third eye. You get the swiftness. Sorry, I keep clunking the camera today. And she is phenomenal. Look at that. The clouds are clearing behind her. She is seeing clearly. Her swords are balanced. Oh, she's so good. And I do love him. And into the Pentacles. So again, we have that labyrinth here. We have the rainbows, you know, all of this. What does it all mean to you? Bringing balance. But look, we have, so much going on. So really that gold infusion is all the way through, even here in the 5 Pentacles. I do like that 7. It's very good. The 8 is, it draws more into strength than in a traditional 8, which is working at your skill. So for me, it's like drawing strength in order to get where you need to get, okay? Because Sekhmet really has a strength, a lot of strength attached to her. Stonehenge for the 10. Cool page. Very right away. The Knight. Queen is absolutely beautiful. This is the King. And I like that she doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really matter about the age as well. It's fine because anybody can carry that energy. It doesn't matter what age you are. And into the Suit of Wands. So, very cool flowering wand. And it keeps being in the middle of vegetation. Not so much here. So the 1111 card, angel card. And again, we're getting this theme. There we are up here, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 9, gather and conquer, 10, the page, I love that page, she's so cute, 8 of Wands, Queen of Wands, you really get her energy, and the King. So I love the mixity of the deck. I love that she has different people represented. You know, she has women, she has men, she has people gathering together. She has people you know, with animals. For me, it's a really good deck. It's a beautiful work of art. And it's a deck that works wonderfully. It reads really well. You know, the energy in it is really straightforward. You know, it won't lead you into weird places. It's not a harsh deck. It's just a really lovely deck to read, and there's just a wealth of information in each of the cards. And of course, you can look as well into all the detailing of what the different things mean, you know, what the different symbols mean. And I will go back on this theme of the rose. We will do some work on that because it keeps coming back, so it will be definitely mentioned. Sorry, I've got these a little bit too high. Okay, so hopefully this is giving you enough to go on, giving you a rough idea of what the Moonchild Tarot is like. I absolutely love it. For me, when it first came to me, the colors is what jumped out at me, and just how bountiful every card is. Okay, so you would never be disappointed with this deck. It's also an excellent deck if you're doing a shadow reading. It's an excellent deck for that, okay? So not to be neglecting that aspect as well. It's a super for shadow reads, and it's super for combining I can't speak, for combining different decks. So you can combine this one with the Star Child, and you can do a light versus shadow reading as well. We'll explore that a little bit later on. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much for checking out the Moonchild Tarot with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again soon.